I don't have male friends. And this is not something I started yesterday. This is something I started since I was a child, quite literally. And this is now the phases. I feel like there was three phases. There was three phases of this particular thing. First things first is during my childhood, and this is up to class 8. Um, it was because of the mockery I used to get from the boys, and so I started resisting them, and I learned how to live like without their allyship and without really um mingling with them. And so if I would mingle with like boys, it was mostly the femme ones, yeah, mostly. Then now to high school. And so now in high school, the dynamic started changing because I realized that every time I would be seen hanging out with anyone, then it would be assumed we have a thing. Some of them did not mind. Some of them did not mind, and some of them did mind. But then I did not know how to really sort of put a demarcation because between those who are comfortable and those who are not comfortable. And so to avoid second guessing myself and constantly walking on eggshells, I chose to like disengage immediately. And this is why if you ask anyone from high school, I mostly like had a group of like around 7 femme friends of mine, and like we are still friends with some of them till now. Now from high school, now henceforth, I now realized that it had gotten from a point of now they are feeling uncomfortable being seen with me, to now they are uncomfortable being seen with me, one, and they also want to sort of objectify and sexualize me behind closed doors. And I'm not saying all of them, I'm just saying some. And so again, because I'm not able to put a clear line between who I can keep as a friend and who is approaching me because they want to use me for their creepy experiments, then I sort of totally disengaged. And this is why even on my phone, I feel like even acquaintances, you'll find like I have very, very few acquaintances that are actually male. And this is something I have chosen to address because my mom was once asked by her friend, nakwani hananga marafiki vijana, you know, all those things. And I'm just like, if I chose to be friends with vijana wenu, they will think nawataka na mimi siwataki. And so this was actually it was actually it. Every time you I was like friendly with any male figure, then automatically they assumed I am interested in having a sexual encounter with them, and this did not necessarily like sit well with me. And so yeah, and by the way, you would always like see people saying, oh my god, kwani mama ni besha na huyo shoga. Those are the statements like I grew up listening. And so you can't even blame me for it. You can't even blame me for it. And you definitely cannot even call me men hating. And this is why every time I am hit with, how can you be like a trans male to female and then you want to call yourself male hating or men hating? Do you hate like who you used to be? No, I don't. But at the end of the day, I am not going to put myself in situations where I'm sort of feeling like the other person is the prize and I'm supposed to downplay myself and sort of always self minimize to make them feel comfortable. And because I'm not comfortable doing that, then you find that I literally have maybe 3 at most male friends that I can say are comfortable being seen around me. I'm comfortable having them in my space and I don't feel awkward around them. The next thing is because every time we have been around a space where you know, of course I am present and maybe some other trans people, gender diverse people, and then cis men and like cis women, always you'll find that the women are feeling sexualized. And apparently this is not something that comes naturally to males. Apparently most of them don't know when they're sexualizing females. And so this is the next thing that also makes me really, really uncomfortable. And so, yeah, this is mostly usually the reason why you will not see me having male friends, yeah, or yeah, generally male friends, yeah. And this now, right now, it has escalated to even the femme ones because I've realized we have quite a number of femme gay men who are literally very transphobic, and I'm just like, away from my vicinity, because also there is a tendency for most gay men to also be very um I don't want to say penis centered, but male centered, but the male version of it. And they perpetrate a lot of misogynistic tendencies, which I'm not very comfortable with. And so, yeah. And not to say it's just men, we also have women that actually have such traits. And this is why I was very specific when I talked about how careful I am when maneuvering relationships with studs also, because this is the same, it is a repeat of the same dynamic. I don't know what your observation is. I am not here to cause a rift, most definitely. And if you feel uncomfortable about what I just said, I said what I said. And that's how Patsy sees it.